Happy Friday. Hopefully everyone is excited for tomorrow and Sunday and Monday fun day. We have a holiday weekend, 3-day weekend. Stock market is going to be closed on Monday, and honestly, I'm probably still going to be posting a video. Because even though the stock market is closed itself, we do have Bitcoin that is still going to be very much rock and rolling here. So definitely do want to talk a little bit on Monday. So if you do subscribe, you will be getting a video on Monday. If you're not subscribed, check back here on a daily basis. I tend to make videos Monday through Saturday on this channel. I did buy some stock yesterday and also this morning as well. And I did transfer over my weekly deposit a little earlier to this account just because we are going to be having the day off on Monday. And Webull does some weird stuff when it comes to like updating. Robinhood, everything is instantaneously, but if I do something on Webull, whether it's transfer money over or even buy a stock, there's like a big lag for some reason. But I did buy a stock yesterday and also this morning as well too. We got to talk about some things on this channel. Gonna try to keep this video below 25 minutes here. As always, if you find value in these videos, smash the like button. And okay, let's dive right into it. So, let me go ahead and take a step back. If you are new here, like I said, welcome. I'm currently doing a public account challenge. And over the last, I really can't even believe that I'm going to be saying this. It's almost 3 months. Almost 3 months. Back in November, right before Thanksgiving, basically pretty much bought massive amount of stock on this channel publicly. Pretty much was covering a lot of content, buying the friggin' dip. Ended up buying $9,000 worth, or actually a little below. Cost basis, $8,600 of AMD, Meta, Palantir, Hood, Adobe, PayPal, and also Honest Company. Over $30,000 a stock on this account. Massive buy the dip opportunity we got right before Thanksgiving. And a lot of people are still asking themselves, are we still in a buy the dip opportunity here? But anyways, I'm looking to take this account over the next 18 months to 6 figures. Basically do it publicly for motivation. Yes, you can definitely make a lot of money, and it's not necessarily hard money per se. I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm not gambling. I'm just buying the dip on phenomenal companies that have been beaten down right now because we are in a very weird time of uncertainty. However, I may very well, right after SoFi's earnings, actually transfer some more money over here. I'm giving myself some basic rules of January through April. If I transfer over $5,000, obviously it's not going to be a 18-month challenge. It's going to be a 16-month challenge. But I'm really considering transferring over probably about another $2,500. Make the account challenge 17 months. 17 is actually a very lucky number of mine. Hence YouTube channel name as well too. So what do I plan on doing with the rest of this money here? $1,500 plus potentially another $2,500 coming in, which is going to bring up the total of $4,000 to really go shopping with. What is my game plan? What am I really doing here? Well, Bitcoin right now on a 5-minute time frame isn't really telling us a whole lot. We can definitely look at the 1-day range where all these candlesticks are primarily 1 day. I actually have the wrong chart up here by accident. Oopsie daisy. Actually, you want to know what? Let me go ahead and talk about Adobe really quick. So Adobe stock is utterly experiencing a massive drawdown. I ended up adding to my Adobe position, and to be honest, I very well may add more to my Adobe position in the next, I want to say, couple weeks. They just beat on earnings by a very large amount. And this company is still growing. We had record-breaking sales, and I talked about this in yesterday's video, plus like the last couple weeks. You have a company that is record-breaking sales on Black Friday, Cyber Monday, but yet the stock price continues to go down. So what the hell is really going on with Adobe here? It's the same thing that's going on just with the entire, like, overall market, which is just really pathetic. And it's given a lot of people the hibbity-jibbities and have really shooken a lot of people out of their shares, out of their stock. I'm not going to really dive too much into these articles because honestly, a lot of them are bullshit. But the articles that are really emerging from Adobe tends to be the same thing that is emerging from Robinhood right now, which is experiencing a major drawdown as well too. A lot of fears. I mean, Bitcoin right now is really doing a nice solid like recovery. But yeah, sure. Okay. Robinhood's business model is based around Bitcoin performing extremely well. And also same thing with Coinbase as well too. But at the same time, I mean, you just basically see all these whenever you spot an article, and by the way, I'm not a financial advisor, but I've just honed my skills now to really weed out the fear and nonsense. A lot of the stuff these articles are talking about are what ifs. What if this happens? What if this happens? But do you know what is not a what if? This is what is not a what if about Robinhood. And the same thing applies for SoFi as well, too. Is SoFi a buy? Is it a sell? SoFi is up 416% over 3 years. Obviously, they're probably including the, like, all-time lows. My average of SoFi on my main profile is $7.41. I'm not up by 400%. So, this article is utter bullshit. Same thing with a lot of these other articles too. But what do you notice about the commonality of the trend here? It's all what ifs. What if a regulatory issue comes on here? What if Bitcoin gets regulated? What if this happens? What if this happens? But do you know what not is a what if? What is not a what if is the fact that you have a company that is growing at a rapid rate, and the management team is putting up great numbers, and the management team is saying, yeah, you want to know what? This is what we're going to be doing for the next 3 months. This is what our guidance is. We're going to blow through the previous quarter, and the stock price goes down. Now, obviously, like I was saying, I ended up buying a lot of this stock on this channel back in November. Well, I bought on the way down, I bought on the way up, and then I also bought on this mini low over here that we had. And guess what? I'm still buying when the SPY is near all-time high. So it's pretty remarkable how you can have, like, just phenomenal growth companies with so much uncertainty, but still the overall market's going up. And what that indicates is when the uncertainty around companies like Robinhood, SoFi, Palantir, Meta, Adobe really goes away, these stocks are going to be rock and rolling. And I bought Robinhood today because I looked at it and I'm like, hey, you know, we could experience a massive breakdown. And Robinhood is one of the stocks that I actually did not go very heavy in buying right before Thanksgiving when I was buying a lot of the stock on this profile. And I said that multiple times. I'm actually not being aggressive enough to actually go ahead and fill a decent sized Robinhood position. I was actually up on Robinhood a couple weeks ago. Actually, no, not a couple weeks ago. A little over a month ago, I was up on Robinhood by close to 25%. And I have a good friend of mine that actually watches these videos. He's not a Robinhood shareholder, but he asked me, why didn't I sell my Robinhood position when I was up 25%? And the reason being is because I'm not looking to trade Robinhood. I am looking to trade PayPal honest company. Adobe might very well be a little trade, especially if they do a strong recovery, which I believe they will. But Robinhood is a phenomenal company. You have the CEO, which is a spitting image, in my opinion, of Mark Zuckerberg. The guy is an innovator. He's young. He is not even in his business prime. And he even stated when he got asked a question on his last earnings call, hey, if Bitcoin turns out to just be like a massive loss this year, what are you guys going to do? Because so much of your growth is coming from crypto. You had the CEO literally give an A++++ answer. He said, we will look at other areas and we will continue going forward. Obviously, he didn't say those exact words. I can't remember it word for word. I drank way too much alcohol in my 20s. But the answer that he gave, is that we will figure it out and we are innovators. That is a phenomenal answer, okay? He's an innovator, and I do believe in the management team. So sure, can Robinhood fall off a cliff here and touch the 200-day moving average at $100? I hope it does. I will be adding shares. So, I mean, send it. Hey, you want to send Robinhood down because there are Bitcoin fears still? When Bitcoin is basically pretty much conducting a solid recovery. We are fighting the 100-day moving average on Bitcoin. We are fighting. And if we do go down to the 50-day moving average, we could very well be forming a double bottom. Obviously, we have this area of consolidation down here as one solid bottom. We could go ahead and retest the 50-day moving average again. Maybe we just go down a little more, and then boom. But we could very well be making a bull flag. This could turn into pretty much very much of a bull flag here, and we could just continue to trend higher. But regardless, we're experiencing a lot of uncertainty around these stocks, and it's just really a waiting game. But what I'm doing, as you all are seeing, is I'm taking advantage of this waiting game. Because the biggest thing that gives people anxiety, fears in the market is waiting. It's waiting. Hey, we just put up phenomenal numbers and the stock is still going down. Well, what is wrong with Adobe? Not to mention I was using Adobe products yesterday. So do just about every individual who has a high-tech computer. What is wrong with Adobe? It's just really fears. Okay, that's all it really comes down to. We're stuck in this very fearful attitude of a market. I thought, honestly, that maybe January was going to be kind of like a sell-off entirely, very much like November in a way. We're not seeing an overall market sell-off. We're seeing a big tech stagnated, slow bleed style of market. Now, it is a holiday weekend, like I said. Obviously, markets may very well be selling off for that reason a little bit. And when I say, like, it's sell-off, I'm talking about, like, a lot of big tech, a lot of semiconductors as well. Even though NVIDIA is kind of really holding its gains here. But, I mean, NVIDIA is just really locked up and it's really stuck. And we're just going into this time period right now where big tech is, like, really stalled. And we got to get past the end of the month with Jay Powell pretty much talking. There's still a lot of uncertainty with geopolitical events. And if that's really clogging up the market here, then this is just a great opportunity if you did not get into these stocks back in November to really consider if you are a believer in SoFi, AMD, Palantir, Hood, Meta, Adobe, PayPal, Honest. PayPal Honest is really a risk-on type play for me. But I mean, definitely SoFi, AMD, Palantir, Hood, even Meta, even Adobe, you can say, are phenomenal, phenomenal companies. They're just going through their own personal attitude of like despair right now. So to really kind of like wrap some stuff here up about what I'm doing in my game plan has not really changed. Fundamentally, to all these companies, nothing has changed the following day. But fear in the market, and this is something too that like is very, very interesting, where I don't really, well, I do understand, but looking at like a different area, it's kind of really humorous. So take this with a grain of salt. Do not take this like it don't. When I go ahead and look at stuff like this, the way I think in my head is like, hey, this is just kind of, it's kind of just something on a website, but it really is accurate. Now, how the hell is the market in a greed of a situation when you have the top of the market basically pretty much in like a slow bleed area? And then you also have the AI sentiment come out, which is extremely bullish. And what that tells you is that we're legitimately in a big tech uncertainty, but the rest of the market is doing phenomenal. I mean, you have legitimately big tech here. I can even pull up other companies. Let's look at Microsoft. I'm not a big, to be honest, I'm not really a big Microsoft fan. I've never been in or out of Microsoft. But I can tell you that Microsoft right now is experiencing a massive decline. And you go ahead and ask yourself, like, how the hell do these great companies, Microsoft, how do the Mag 6, you can even say Mag 7 too, if you actually include Tesla back in. But we go ahead and look at Google. Google is actually in its own range of area here. I will say that. I legitimately have not looked at Google in a while. Let's go ahead and look at Amazon too. But I mean, overall, like semiconductors, chip companies, like they're experiencing a pullback when the overall market is going up, which is really bullish, because when these semis and when the overall big market, especially the AI, like the AI industry pretty much gets like rallying again, we're going to see the market just do a, you know, it's going to be very quick. So understand what is going on. There is so much fear around this AI bubble. Are we in an AI bubble? Oh, we are absolutely in it. Yes, in an AI bubble. Are we at the peak of the AI bubble? Fuck no. Okay, this AI bubble is going to last probably for the next decade. Okay, we are not even close to popping this AI bubble. But are we in a legitimate bubble? We are. We are in a bubble. But we're not close to popping the bubble whatsoever. But understand that once we get past whatever it's going to take, whether it's going to be earnings, whether it's going to be Powell basically stating, hey, you know, this is what's going to happen. I gotta seriously cover some of these earnings here. We got a lot of earnings coming up to really to go over, and I will be covering them as well too on this channel. But once we go ahead and get past this top of the market uncertainty, the market's going to rally, and it's going to rally hard. You're going to be seeing SoFi, AMD, Palantir, Hood, Meta, maybe Adobe again, maybe even PayPal. Honest Company is really a toss-up here, but you're going to see a lot of these companies, they're going to be green for like 7, 8, 9, 10 days straight. And they're going to be going up by 2%, 3%, 4% on the day. And then you're maybe going to have one day where they're going to have like 5%. And then on a weekly basis, they're going to be up by 20%. They're going to move very quickly. And by the time you know it, your positions, if you own any, it's gonna be like with gainers here. So, I was talking about this a lot back in December last month, how this month is going to be still very painful. And what we're seeing right now is individual stocks, ironically the stocks that I own, are going through painful periods. But I mean, the overall market, SPY is at all-time highs. The Qs are kind of trying to really catch up here. Obviously, the Qs move with the NASDAQ. Because obviously the Qs are the top 100 NASDAQ companies. So you see the NASDAQ, you see the Qs following suit, but I mean, we're trending higher here. The Russell, the IWM is at all-time highs. That means small companies are leading the market. So, I'll leave you all with this on a closing note. Tomorrow, I'm going to be uploading a very special video. So stay tuned for that. But, on a closing note here, basically, pretty much, it is such a... When so many people are throwing up so many different scenarios about fears, and you just look at the fundamental of the companies that you own and you continue to add to, you really can't go wrong. Because at the end of the day, the management teams, they're still executing. And we're seeing, it's 2026 and 27 for SoFi. Oh, it's been stated. Same thing with AMD. Palantir is still being a beast. Hood, I am very, very happy. I'm a first-time Hood share owner. Meta, I've been in and out. But, I mean, Mark Zuckerberg is in his prime, in his business years. Adobe, first-time shareholder. And I sleep very well at night. I get very undisturbed sleep because my money is very well positioned. All right, love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos here. And this is just your little Friday little updates. But yeah, we just got to really, it's going to be a wild ride over the next couple weeks with these earnings. All right, later everyone.